to my face.
Hey everybody, we are the Podstars, and welcome back to another episode of You Know the First. And today we are brought to you in the nice studio thanks to our friend. This is where you shout.
Oh, I'm sorry. Super Dave Engineering.
Yes. And today we're going to talk about a trailer, not just any trailer, not for a movie or anything. We're actually going to talk about a video game trailer that I can say for all of us that we're super psyched about, the Destiny 2 trailer. Miguel used to be a huge Destiny fan. I played it and I enjoyed the game. And Zach, I don't know where he stands on it.
I liked the game. I just fell into it too late, so couldn't do any
That's what
raids. It just sucked. Continue.
So, I mean, the trailer opens up and shows us the aftermath of there's an attack on the tower, which is really cool. Miguel, I'm going to let you take it away. Yeah, what you want me to do? I can talk about it.
No.
I know.
I'll talk about it. So the trailer opens up with Clyde 6.
Which is the funny robot hunter.
And the Awoken NPC character from the original game. They're both talking to different groups about the attack that happened. Clyde is being very funny and very jokey, while the Awoken Titan is being very serious, and you see their speeches go back and forth, basically explaining what happened. So there was an attack in the tower, which is the hub for your character to go and get missions and pick up loot and buy things that you might need. It was attacked by the Cabal, and you lost all your loot, all your gear, all your weapons are lost due to that attack. And yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of the trailer, I guess.
The trailer I liked a lot because it went with the serious, back with the funny, and we were watching it before we started recording, and I was watching it for the first time. I was laughing when Kyle was speaking, and when the Awoken character was speaking, I was felt very energized. I was like, yeah, we have to fight back and all this stuff.
He has a lot of his voice has a lot of gravitas.
Yes, and we see a lot of the Cabal in it, and we see some new Cabal enemies and things like that, and they look really cool, really sick. The fight looks sick.
There's a new guy, right? A new leader, I believe. Or was he always the leader?
Well, he's the leader of the Cabal. I think his name is
Goal.
Goonch, whatever.
Yeah, he looks like a badass.
Yeah,
He's a big Titan character.
I think if he was mentioned in the first game, it might have been just by in the background they mentioned his name or something like that. But there's a specific mission in the first game that you play, and the Cabal were able to send out a distress signal to, I guess, the Cabal headquarters or whatnot.
Okay.
And then they just leave it at that. So I guess that's where part 2 starts off. The Cabal actually came with the head honcho and wrecked shop on our planet. So.
Okay. And I heard that this game you could transfer over your character, but obviously none of the loot and everything's going to be there because obviously in the attack everything's been destroyed. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that because your characters play throughout the story. And even if it's none of the perks or anything carry over, it's so cool that your character from the first one is in it. It makes it more realistic. It makes it more oh, this is me, and I'm playing through the story.
It's a continuation.
Which they did very well.
Kind of like Mass Effect. You can carry your character on through the game.
Yeah. So my thing is to you guys: do you think there's going to be any new races? Are we going to see new classes? If so, what is it? Do you think they're going to fix any of the changes? There's a lot we have to talk about.
Well, wasn't there in the beginning game? Wasn't there stuff that was broken? But they fixed it during the DLCs, right? No, am I right?
It was a lot of stuff. Broken. I mean, we could.
They broke PvP recently, but we're not going to talk about that.
We could be here.
Wow. Then.
Yeah, we could be here for months to talk about things that were broken in the game.
All right, but then what do you want to see that wasn't in the first game then?
Oh, that's different.
More than 3 people for strikes.
I can tell you one big thing.
Well, I don't mind 3 people per strikes. I mean, because it makes sense. You have 3 people for strikes. You have 6 people for raids. That's how it's set up.
But for a fire team, I'm just on the planet traveling. It has to be 3 people. What if my whole squad wanted to do it? And it kind of sucks.
Okay, I can see that.
So even if you make
so you're saying for patrol?
Yeah, for patrol.
For patrol, have a bigger team than.
Even for strikes, I feel if you have 4, you could have. I feel if you make it up to 6 people, but just increase the difficulty that much more. So that way, if you're always playing with a group of 6, you could always play with a group of 6.
The way they build a game from the ground up, I'm assuming for strikes, they build it for a 3-man team. So the strategy to take down these people, the bosses, and certain parts of the level are with 3 people. So even if you up the difficulty with just 6 people for those strikes, I mean, I don't know. It could break the. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there, but I mean, I don't mind it. What I want from is matchmaking for everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
For everything, for nightfalls, for raids.
That'd be nice.
That's one reason why I stopped. I didn't really get into the game
because if you have friends, you're not playing.
Yeah, you're not playing. You know, and the raids were like mostly about like Miguel was like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a raid. He was like, oh, well, good luck with that because you need 6 people. So I was like, nah, I got 3. We'll be alright. Yeah, no, I didn't get past the first part because you need 6 people to do it.
Yeah.
Unless you're extremely like leveled up and whatnot.
But even then,
you need
literally 6 people.
I mean, you can hack them, but then after that, what's the point of playing the game? You're gonna be hacking.
Yeah.
But it should be matchmaking. Like the developers, they came out with multiple reasons why they didn't want to do matchmaking for end game content, and it's just like no, they make no sense. Like they're like, oh, we don't want you to do raids with people you don't know because
it works for World of Warcraft. You can do matchmaking for the
exactly.
raids.
It works for every
other MMO.
MMO, and people get through it. You know, either the team sucks, you boot the guy because there's booting. Allowed. You boot the guy and wait till someone else comes in because there is going to be a line of people keyed up that need to get into a raid.
Of course.
You know, and if the person gets into the second half of the raid, they're in the second half of the raid. It's better than not being in any raid.
Yeah.
You know, give people the options to play with new players that they haven't played with, or play with their friends. Give them the option. Don't remove the option from us. Give us the choice.
Mm-hmm. So with World of Warcraft does with their that kind of stuff, well, like they have 2 different gear sets. So technically 3. So you have normal gear and then heroic gear, which makes sense in Destiny. The heroic gear is obviously stronger than the normal. And what they also do is looking for group gear. So that's gear like I don't have 6 people, I'm gonna jump in so I can get gear ready. So what is cool with that is like it's weaker than the regular gear, but you're still getting geared up, you're still getting stronger, which is still cool. And I like that aspect. So if Destiny adopted that sort of aspect, encourage people like Zach who doesn't play anybody because nobody likes him. But like me and Miguel, if we don't have a full squad of 6, we'll do that. We'll get a gear up, so then when we have a full squad of 6, we'll be better off. I definitely want to see more diversity in the classes you are, because we just have the 3 classes, and they all start to melt together at one point. Every Titan looks the same or does the same. I kind of want more classes and more races, the more customize it, because we're in like this galaxy full of people, man. You telling me I could be a robot, a human, or a Woken? That's it? Yeah. I feel like they could do definitely more with that.
I feel like there should be a I forgot their names now. I can't believe it. Not the Hive. The first people you fight with the 6 arms.
The Fallen.
The Fallen. I think you should.
A Fallen class?
It should be a Fallen class.
Yeah,
and
that'd be cool.
That'd be sick, man.
And then I think the Titan, the Hunter, and the Warlock.
They should still be there.
I think they should add maybe one more. But then you gotta think about it though. For part 2, they're probably not. Those 3 classes are not gonna have the same
style.
They're not gonna have the same powers.
Okay.
Why not? Because it's new game. They're probably gonna make it brand new, and new powers, new skill sets, stuff like that for each of them.
Okay.
I think they need to separate them more. Because honestly, the Titan's supposed to be a Titan. He's supposed to be one that takes massive damage.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. He's supposed to be slower than the rest. He's supposed to be strong, and he's not.
And then you have some Warlocks who can tank the same amount of damage.
Yeah.
And Hunter, same thing.
You have the Hunter. He's supposed to be faster, agile, sneakier, and that's
he's not really that much. It's all like
depending on what weapon you have, you could be sneakier.
Yeah.
And then the Warlock, he's supposed to have magic, set powers, which
he kind of
his specials do, but that's pretty much it.
His melee reaches farther.
But that's
it.
That's it. They should be, the tree should be branched out more for all of them. There should be more of a difference between each one.
I agree.
Regarding the Woken and the races, I think that should play a key difference to the classes. You know what I mean? Like you actually get
different, like like how World of Warcraft is. Like if you pick
boosts.
This guy, you have better in this.
Exactly. Like if I'm gonna pick a race between, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna pick a race, I want there to be like an advantage as opposed to picking an Awoken or exoskeleton. You know what I mean?
So like if you pick like the exoskeleton, they might be the best hunters because they're designed to be quieter, and humans might be the best warlocks, and then the Awoken might be the best titans.
Exactly. Like there was really no advantage of picking any of the races besides the look.
They should also fix the loot system.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that?
Well,
just because, I think I know what you're saying, but go ahead.
Well, you could somebody, let's say, I don't know, they arrived to the raid or the strike last. You know, they were just there for 2 minutes while you and me have killed 200 enemies and pretty much killed most of the health off of the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the loot comes, I'll get, I don't know,
An engram.
An engram or like the most common weapon available. And then the guy who just came in will get a Galahorn. You know?
Oh,
like that
annoys me.
Yeah, you know, like, and it's like, what?
I don't think that's something they could fix though, because that'd be too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, they need to do something. Like, look at the kill, the KD, you know, and look at the time spent on the mission. If you see that someone's time spent on the mission was 2 minutes and the mission was 30 minutes, like, that person should not have a better loot drop than. And obviously, it's random, but it's not random. Like,
definitely, you don't want to do all that work, and the guy that just came in and killed like 2 people got.
Like,
well, look at PvP. PvP is a perfect example that they could do that even better.
Exactly, that's another thing.
Because like I could go 0-12 and get better gear than my friend who carried the whole team went 30-0.
And it's like people are like, oh, you know, it's random. That's the best part about it. It's random. Really, I could just join matchmaking, put a rubber band on my controller, spin around, and get killed, and just wait for loot.
Towards the end of the game in Iron Banner, like Iron Banner used to be like, it used to be really competitive. And then people didn't care because they were getting the same amount of drops whether they wouldn't lose.
And it's like, what's the point?
What's the point of having a whole different system?
Like they could put something in place, you know.
Definitely for PvP. I think PvP is gonna be PvE is gonna be a lot harder to implement that.
And then also in like in Final Fantasy, when you do raids, at a certain point, there's like 6 drops, and people get to vote what they want.
Yeah, WoW's kind of like that too.
You know, and that makes sense because if I have legs and you have arms, but a chest comes out, we're both gonna want that piece, and then that's when it becomes randomized of who gets that piece. But if there's legs, I pick legs. I mean, I pick arms. Bless you. I pick arms because I need arms. You pick the legs because you need the legs.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you can't share anything. You can't switch items in Destiny.
That's stupid.
So
no, that's kind of. I like that. I like that.
And do that. If you want to keep it that way, that's fine.
Yeah.
But put it so that we could pick our loot at the end. Obviously, if 2 people pick the same item,
they'll roll for it.
Yeah, let the 2 guys roll for it. Obviously, the 5 or 6 items that get dropped for those players are random, and then they appear, and then you let them pick it. Don't just like make it that this person. The computer knows that you have 300 light legs. Why do you keep giving this person legs? Like no, like they fix the system. Don't make it that we have to play 1,000 times the same match.
So 2 things. One, before we get to the trading that I want you to talk about. I understand what you're talking about because Final Fantasy does that and WoW does that. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, WoW is probably the benchmark for a lot of MMOs, at least in my eyes.
I would say Final Fantasy.
Yeah, you're entitled to a wrong opinion. It's fine. But if they do that, then I feel like because they still want to be unique and original, and that's kind of like the appeal to Destiny because it's like that. It's all random and stuff like that. I don't want another role system because I don't want another carbon copy of the same MMOs we're getting. But I do agree there needs to be something to fix.
I mean, like, you don't have to be a carbon copy. You don't have to. I mean, but if you're gonna try to be different and unique in a certain aspect, make it fun.
Yeah.
Don't make it.
And there's obviously a formula of success out there for that. A lot of them follow. So now back to you, Zach. Talk to me about the trading. What you like and don't like, because that's obviously something that's probably going to be addressed in Destiny too.
Yeah. Well, my biggest issue is like if I bought the game like 2 weeks after you or 3 weeks after you, right? You're not that far in the game, right? But I want to play with you.
Yeah.
And you want to give me your loot, you can't do it.
Yeah.
It's annoying. And if you're not using it, like at the beginning of the game, there's loot that you're gonna throw away constantly, or just what's it, deconstructed or whatever.
Yeah.
For parts. But like if there's good loot that you don't want to deconstruct, but you're not using it anymore, why can't you just give it a name?
But I can see how that breaks though.
Exactly, because there's no level cap for the year.
Yeah, that could break the system. Like, I mean, you could have people literally just farming levels for loot.
And then trade it to their friends.
And trade it to their friends.
I think the better way to solve both the issues at once here is if they don't do that, but if in the raid, while you're in the raid instance, the raid dungeon, whatever you want to call it, while you're in your raid group in the raid, that like, if it still stays random, but I could trade my loot while we're in there. I think that'll be a simple enough fix where you don't have to change your algorithm. You don't have to break the game. Like, all right, listen, I got legs, but you got arms. I want your arms. I want your legs.
But see, that's the thing, and you could avoid that
by doing that. Yes.
Doing a pick of the drops. It could be 6 drops, and then just do a pick. Let the people be able to pick. That's it. That avoids the trading right there. Because the trading will be an extra step. Oh, look. Our pizza's here.
Awesome. And that's the
that's
perfect
nice.
time because we're going to wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
All right, guys. As always, we are the Podstars, and you just listened to another episode of You Know the First. Isan is not here. He won't be here this week. He has some issues he has to take care of. And as always, I'm Rob.
I'm Zach.
I'm Miguel, and I'm going to answer this phone call because my pizza's here.
And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Woo!